Morning, everyone. Just getting ready. See how we do an Uber today. Hopefully, get back on rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but before I go, I wanted to say hi and wanted to talk a little bit about the last 10 years of my life. Um, you know, every time I try to quit something, it just never goes well. Like, uh, about 8, 10 years ago, I can't remember. I'm not I guess too many drugs, whatever my reason is. I just can't remember. But 8, 10 years ago, I was doing drugs and pretty heavy. I've mentioned this before. I would do drugs about 6 days a week and get drunk and just a lifestyle. And I didn't know I wanted to get out of it. Then I met my third ex-wife, and it's amazing how God just uses everything and everyone. And um, I had no intention of quitting drugs. To be honest with you, I I liked my life. I did, and God had a different plan for me. So when I met my third ex-wife, little by little, He gave me such difficult challenges in my life. Um, I met her. She went to live with me um, a month after we started dating, and because her family kicked her out she was dating a drug addict and alcoholic and a womanizer, right? And just a person who uses women, and I was. I can't say no. Um, so they kicked her out of the house, and then she went to live with me. I don't know what time later. I quit my job and was never able to find another job in South America again. And of course, I didn't know that at the time. Um, I used to do drugs with my boss. He was a drug addict. I was a drug addict. That was just a good fit. But God had a different plan. So, got fired. Well, no, I didn't get fired. I quit. And after having an argument with my boss, and decided to venture on my own, and I didn't get a job. So, about a few months, no, I don't know the time. A time later, um, my ex-wife helped me put up a florist shop, and I did, and I worked at that. But it was a new thing. February came by, Valentine's went great. I was able to pay her back what she had lent me to put the business up, which was amazing. So I didn't owe anybody anything. And then we broke up a while after that. And, she basically supported the house through her florist shop because, I had a new business. I didn't have any money or anything. So that didn't work out for a bit. And I went to live basically on a friend's house that wasn't finished yet. Um, it had cold water as shower and didn't have any faucets. It had no floors. Some windows were missing. Um, it was just a house being built, and they didn't have enough money to finish it, so they kind of put it on standby, and that's where I spent the most of 6 to 8 months that I was homeless. And I would eat at the florist shop, and I'd spend 7 days a week, 24 hours a day in my florist shop. It would give me enough to eat, and as the time went by, I would give child support to my two kids. It just got less and less and less until I think I didn't even pay them anything at some point. I can't remember that. Um, but all this to say all that took away my drugs and my partying and my friends and everything, and I was just focused on surviving and making it through a day, and that's how I quit drugs. It was just God taking over my environment, my circumstances, focusing my attention somewhere else. And then I decided to quit cigarettes. I don't know, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever. And I couldn't. I smoked 2 packs a day. I went down to 2 cigarettes a week. I'm sorry, 2 cigarettes a week. And I still couldn't quit until my pastor at the time and his family, 2 kids, a wife, prayed over me. And again, it wasn't something that I could do, obviously, but God did through my circumstances, and I never smoked again. Um, well, the point of this conversation isn't it's too bad it's finished. Well, every time I do something, every time I put my willpower to do something, it just doesn't work out. Um, it's just not going to happen. But, I now go through my circumstances. I go through what season of life I'm going through, and I just pray about it. And I don't try to change, about a year ago, I went through like masturbation. I went back to masturbation, and I couldn't quit. So I'd pray about it. I'd pray about it. Next thing you know, I quit, and it's been about a year now, a little over a year actually. So everything I do when I try and change doesn't work. But when I surrender my things to God and I just say, and it's your time that you want me to quit, and it's your time you want me to quit, then I trust it's going to happen whenever it's going to happen. Right now, I'm between churches. Sorry. I decided not to attend the church I go to now, and I had found another one, but my problem is that when I go to church, although I worship and although I pay attention to the pastor preaching, every chance I get, I'm just looking at women to see if they look at me, if they like me, blah, blah, blah. And this created kind of an idol or a weight on me that I don't really need to have. Why is it there? Because I was putting relationships almost at the same level as I was putting God. And now that COVID happened and no church and no nothing, I'm free. I don't have that desire or that need or that, I don't know the word, of being with somebody. If God brings that person to my life, awesome. But I'm not going out to bars. I'm not going out to churches anymore. I'm not doing anything. I'm just surrendering my life to Christ and to God and just trusting that whatever happens, happens. And I've been completely fulfilled living this way. Just letting go of myself and my needs or my wants and even what I think is correct has helped me so much to live a free life. So if wherever you're at, if you're doing drugs, if you're doing alcohol, if you're cheating on your husband, your wife, whatever it is, and whatever season, start surrendering it to God. Don't try and change it yourself. Come honest, come out and just confess to it. Take responsibility for your actions and trust God is going to do the changes. I have breakfast with this one amazing guy at Fridays, where we're 6 of us exactly, but this one guy, and they're all great Christians, amazing people to be around. And this one person, his wife cheated on him, and he's still with her. Like they're powering through this, and he still loves her, and she still loves him, and they're both working at it. And that's what marriage is, and that's what love is, and that's what being a Christ follower means. He surrendered it to God. He's trusting God with it. She's trusting God with it. Doesn't mean they're perfect or that they don't have problems, arguments, issues, whatever. It just means that they're working through it. So today, I guess, surrender. That's the way life change happens. Anyway, I've talked way too much. Have a blessed day. Talk to you guys on Monday. Tomorrow Spanish. Peace out. Love you guys.